Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to share with you all of the tech that we take with us for long-term RV travel.
And we're going to be powering all of this tech with a portable battery bank, thanks to Bluetti, who sent us one to try out. So let's check it out. Hey, I'm Casey, and this is every bit of tech that I personally travel with when we're on the road. So I work when I'm on the road, and my main work machine here is this MacBook Pro. It's one of the M1 Ultras. It's really great for both work and for video editing. And then I also carry an iPad Pro with the keyboard folio, and this becomes kind of my daily email checking, doing research. It rides up at front of the RV in a mount that we have up there for when we're driving, for my directions and all that sort of stuff. I've got a set of AirPod Pros, great for just easy, throw them in the pocket, and I take a lot of meetings on them. And then I've got a set of the AirPod Maxes, I think they are. These are the over-ear fancy ones. These are super critical for us when, you know, we're often in campgrounds. We've got a 6-year-old, and I'm trying to edit video and listen to audio, so these are really great for isolation. I do most of my video editing with these while we're traveling. I've got an Apple Watch. It always goes dead by like the 6th day of the trip. I stop remembering to charge it, and then it gets put in a drawer somewhere. But you know, we're hiking and stuff like that. It comes in handy, and also has like a remote shutter for camera and stuff like that. And then I've got an iPhone, I think this is the 13 Pro, and you know, it's a phone. Everyone's gonna have a phone. But this one serves like quadruple duty for us. We use it as a remote for our GoPros. It's a camera. We'll talk about that in a minute. But also, it's a phone.
Hi, I'm Paige, and this is all of the personal tech and electronics that I bring with us when we travel. This is my sewing machine. It's the least tech, but the most electronic. And it's my one hobby that is a little bulky, but I like to travel with anyway. If you've seen some of our travel vlogs, you've seen me sew on our trips. And in our last trip, I didn't bring it and regretted it greatly. My sewing kit on our last trip was a sewing needle and a spool of thread. It was pitiful. Now this is a necessity for me. I miss it if I don't bring it. I have an iPad. I don't travel with my laptop. This is just enough for my needs. I use the iPad to watch YouTube while we're traveling, but also to do research on like places we're going. It's just a little bit nicer than staring at a tiny screen when you're trying to like really study a map or figure out what's going on where you are. And then obviously I have a phone, a watch, earbuds. This is our portable printer. We got this on our last trip. It's really fun to travel with for doing little art projects or whatever. And then my Kindle for reading when I'm not listening to an audiobook. So that's pretty much it.
So how do we power all this stuff? Our RV came originally with a single house battery just below the stairs here under the floor. And over the last few years, we have gone through and completely updated that system. And so now we have dual AGM batteries, a battery monitor, 300 watts of solar on the roof. We have an integrated battery charger inverter combo that's under this seat that I'm sitting on. In addition to all that, we have a generator that's built in and on board, and that's hardwired into this charger. And so, you know, through all those means, we have a lot of ways of charging and powering our system, and we've never really wanted for more battery capacity. Part of that is because an essential piece of our setup and how we power things has always been centered around some sort of portable lithium power bank. So that's why when we got an email from Bluetti asking us if we wanted to try out their EV70S portable battery, we said, yeah, absolutely. And we have been putting this thing through its paces over the last couple of months. In fact, we had a video that came out recently where we took a kayaking trip and we made smoothies and used a portable fridge to beat the heat right out of the back of our Jeep. And we actually used this Bluetti to power our fridge and our blenders and charge our batteries. And you know, it performed really, really great.
Climbing over you.
Get in here and turn on your mic too.
Will you get it?
Yeah. Paige has joined us to give you the specs.
This has a massive 716 watt-hour capacity and 800 watt rated wattage. Is that right?
That's what it says.
Watt rated wattage.
Watt rated. No. It's rated for 800 watts. On the inverter is what it means, the output power.
Okay. What the hell is that?
Lithium iron phosphate. It's got ultra stable lithium iron phosphate batteries. This is lithium batteries, as we all know them. And it says it's good for 2,500 battery cycles.
It has 4 110 volt AC outlets, 2 100 watt PD ports.
Power delivery USB-C.
It has 2 5 volt / 3A USB-A ports.
So 5 volt, 3 amp USB-A ports.
Thank you. 2 regulated 12 volt 10 amp DC outputs.
These are interesting. I don't know what you use them for, you know, but this is the kind of thing that like one of those plugs off of like a power supply, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have anything that takes that cord, but there's something that you can output this to, I don't know. And it's higher amperage than what you would get out of a USB port.
It's got a 12 volt 10 amp car port. That's handy. And a 15 watt wireless charging pad on top.
That might be my favorite feature about this battery. We had a battery for about 4 years that was always, again, central to our power setup in the RV, which we won't name, and it died on our last trip, and it really left us hanging, didn't it?
This is essential for us.
I described how our power setup works. We get away with a small amount of house batteries, and that's because these lithium battery banks usually make up about half of our usable power when we're on the road. Our old one had a fixed handle right here on top, which made it kind of hard to stack and squeeze places. But like one of the things that's constantly happening, no matter where you are on the road or where we are in our day, if it's a travel day or home day, is someone's phone always needs charge, and we're like, hey, do you have a cord? Where's the cord? And oh, can I unplug your thing because we're out of USB outlets? The fact that at any point in the day someone can just come drop their phone right on top of this and get a charge is gonna be amazing on the road.
Super convenient. With a max input of 200 watts, this power station can be fully recharged in 3 to 4 hours with solar panels. You can also get fully recharged from an AC wall outlet in 3 to 4 hours, or your 12 volt car port in 7 to 8 hours. So it's really versatile.
Now we use this for both long running things and short running things. There's nothing in this video, none of this tech that we've showed you today or that we're gonna show you that can't be powered by this Bluetti. We checked it. It runs the sewing machine, it runs the Instant Pot, it runs the NutriBullet. You know, we can use it for a lot of short-term scenarios. We used it the other day to make smoothies with a blender, but we also used it simultaneously. You know, when we had the AC power on and we're making smoothies, the DC power was on the whole time, and we actually ran the refrigerator, portable fridge for the back of the Jeep. I think I left it running after we got home from that trip for like a full 3 days.
It was days.
We started on Sunday, it's now Tuesday. We're still over 40% battery running in this fridge. A full 3 days, and we still had 20% battery left when it was all said and done. So you can use this for really like long-term, long-running scenarios as well.
That's another reason we really like having one of these around. If our home power goes out, we can plug our refrigerator, like our real house-sized refrigerator, into this and keep that going until the utilities are restored.
Yeah, we did that in an ice storm this winter. In fact, we made a whole video about it, and then I ate the memory card and it died. But do you remember that? Yeah,
no.
We shot all that crazy footage of the ice storm. It was awesome, and the power and the drama. And we did. We had to run our house fridge for 2 days while the power was out, and we like stopped from losing all of our food. So these things are...
Yeah, it just feels like a really good safety thing. Like, you know, you can charge your phone in an emergency, that kind of thing.
So thanks a lot to Bluetti for sending this. We're going to put it through its paces. You're going to be seeing this in a lot of our videos because we're just always using a power bank and doing something. I mean, look at all the shit we brought. Let's check out the rest of the tech. We're going to go to the back and look at the office setup. So about a year ago, we converted this back bedroom in the RV from an island queen bed to a stowable king-size bed, couch, desk, work area combo. When I'm here at my desk, I travel with my background's in software engineering. I gotta have a nice mechanical keyboard, and so I got this nice portable one that travels with us. And I've also got this extra monitor. This company's called Espresso. It's a really cool monitor. It actually kind of feels like a big tablet. It's got this integrated screen that can use the stand. It also has a magnetic monitor stand that I usually don't bring because it's just bulky. And it's like a one cable operation. USB-C on this end, USB-C into the laptop, and you've got a second screen. And it's actually also a touchscreen, so that's pretty cool. Now, just above my fold-out desk here is our cellular modem, as well as the cable that runs to our rooftop antenna. So this is a dual SIM 4G cellular modem, and it works awesome. As long as we're relatively close to a cell tower, we can usually get a pretty usable signal that I can work on off of that. And it is just one component of our internet setup. In the cellular modem, we have both an AT&T and a T-Mobile SIM card. We almost always have coverage on AT&T. If we have T-Mobile, we usually have both. T-Mobile is almost always faster network than AT&T. I also have my iPad and my iPhone 13 Plus that I talked about earlier. Another reason why this iPhone's so versatile is it's also got a hotspot. And Paige and I both have hotspot plans on our phones, and these are on Verizon. So we've got Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T at all times. And then I've actually got the cellular plan for this iPad. It also can function as a hotspot. The other thing that's cool about this is it has true unlimited data on the device. So not as a hotspot, but I use this thing for whenever I can, all of my video calls, most of my day-to-day web browsing, stuff like that, all my YouTube, Netflix, all that kind of stuff I do here because I get true unlimited data as long as we have a T-Mobile signal. This is new this year. Just over the winter time, we installed a telescoping pole mounting system to put up a Starlink dish. So Starlink is a satellite-based internet, and as long as we have a clear view of the northern sky, we can get incredibly fast internet. And you can get it almost anywhere. We've gotten it in the middle of national parks, and in fact, Bighorn Canyon, we had 0 cell coverage, amazing views of the sky, perfect Starlink coverage. And I remember thinking when we were there, I told Paige, I was like, if we didn't have the Starlink, we would have seen this spot and said, oh my God, this is amazing, but we can't stay. I had a meeting. I also do all of our video editing here at this station most of the time. I do bring my AirPod Max headphones, over-the-ear headphones. These work great for noise canceling, and I do a lot of audio editing on our show. And I can do that almost anywhere. Even if there's a kid in the background or 20-mile-an-hour winds, I can still hear what I need to hear.
Would you like to charge any of your work devices today?
Well, thank you. One of the things that's really cool about having something like this Bluetti power station is Starlink's kind of a power hog, okay? This cell modem uses 5 watts. The Starlink uses between 70 and 150, depending on what it's doing. We have this pass-through in the wall right here where all of our power and internet goes out to the dish when it's on the pole, and it's really easy for me to set this right here and plug our Starlink modem directly into it. And if we want to use our reserve power and not worry about our house batteries on a cloudy day, we can get the Starlink running off this, and it would power the Starlink for probably a solid 8-hour day if we needed to.
And that's my mic.
That's your microphone. Don't even have to mess with it. Now just forget that it's there and look up here at the camera.
Okay. I'm Henry, and this is the tech that I bring in the RV. This is my Yodo. It plays music, and there's this cool thing where it just plays. There's this thing, and there's birthdays, and there's fun games that he gives you. And there's cards for it, and with a card you can play music or something like that and it goes in this little slot on the Yodo. This is what it looks like when you put a card in.
The Yodo is a kid's radio. All of the stuff on the cards can be downloaded onto it, so you can use it when you don't have any kind of internet connection. And then when you do have Wi-Fi, it has a little radio kind of podcast and a regular radio that plays music. So it's just a kid's radio.
These are my headphones. They're Bluetooth, and I can use these with the Yodo and something else that'll be coming up.
Okay.
This This is the home phone. This is what I was talking about with my headphones. I can use it with the headphones. So this is really cool. And I have PBS Kids and games and all these apps.
So this is just an old iPhone that's been handed down as useful for Henry to watch PBS Kids or take pictures on. When it's on Wi-Fi, he can make calls over the Wi-Fi to call us, which he does frequently, or he could call 911 on it. It's just kind of a home phone.
This is the Switch. Really cool because I can play video games on it. Well, that's all it does. You can only play video games on it.
When do you use it the most?
When we're driving, I normally use it
Yeah.
because there's like nothing to do. So I can use it and it's fun. It can hook up to Dad's extra monitor for a bigger screen.
And we can all use it together. The controllers come off if you're not familiar with this kind of switch. So the switch and all of Henry's little things he's just shown you can all be powered off of the battery, and that's generally how we charge those things.
What ran out of batteries?
The headphones.
Oh,
They have
what are we gonna
battery,
do, guys?
But I can't even hear anything because it's just shouting at me through the headphones. Low battery, low battery.
Okay, that'll be worked out. Or it could be the other cord. Okay, but how are you we're gonna move the batteries?
now I don't know if you guys know this, but we make YouTube videos.
It requires a lot of cameras.
And cameras require a lot of batteries. What's our daily driver camera?
Is filming us right now.
This is camera A.
It's a GoPro. Yeah, that camera.
There you are. And it's all decked out right now. It's got, we're not using it, but our portable fill light battery. It's got a media mod, which like lets us, it has a really nice external microphone on it. So most of the time, most of our audio is coming off of this media mod microphone. And it's got like a windsock, so we can use it outside in the wind without getting all the wind noise, you know, that stuff. And we've actually got it hooked up to our wireless mic receiver for the lapel mics that we're wearing right now. It's a GoPro Hero 11. We bought it on our last trip. We've had the media mod for a while. It used to sit on this, which used to be our camera A.
Now this is kind of camera B. It does all the stuff that's like suction cup to the dash for like driving shots or
Time lapses.
put it on the bike. It's just kind of the older camera that we use in a secondary fashion.
It was a great one. This one's greater, but now we have two.
Yeah, it's very helpful to have both. We have more though. I have a personal kind of camera that we use, and yeah, you do too. These we use more for tripod shots, especially indoors. They're not great for audio, like an outdoor setting. Yeah, anything that we've shot inside on a tripod is usually on this guy.
Or this one previously. I didn't even bring it on the last trip. It's actually the first camera we bought. If you go way back, these two cameras were doing all of the footage on our channel. Like in the first, maybe like, I don't know, up until we bought that other GoPro, the Hero 9, we bought that on the way to South Padre Island. That's why all of those old ones there's never wide angle shots. Everything is right in your face, and it's super shaky because neither of these have good image stabilization. This is a cool camera. It doesn't shoot the best video. The autofocus is slow, so it's really good for putting it on a tripod, setting it to manual focus on like a wide scene. But honestly, the reason why the GoPros, I think, get the most action beyond just being able to pull it out, hit a button, is the wide angle on them. We are doing projects.
Yeah, and we're doing stuff that requires action shots. Like we're moving around.
We're on bikes, we're kayaking, yeah.
We're not in a studio.
No. We're also shooting in this RV a lot. And, you know, the GoPro actually makes it look a lot bigger than it is, believe it or not. I mean, it's 8 foot from side to side. If I set this camera up and shoot all the way across the RV, it's like your face is up against the window over there.
So this is also a camera, but it's also a drone.
It's a DJI Mavic Air, the very first generation. It's small, it's lightweight. It's got this kind of controller. which actually uses your phone as the flight controller. So there's an app that you run and put our phone on it, and this is how we get all of our swoopy doopy action shots.
It's weird. I don't think we've ever like shown the
I've never
behind the
seen
scenes.
the drone. Yeah.
This is the drone.
There it is.
You guys might not be filming your adventures. If you were, you could charge all of your camera equipment on a battery.
I would say that for something like the Bluetti and a portable power station, this is what we use it for the most. It's always got 2 GoPro batteries.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's got GoPro batteries on it right now.
Yeah.
And Henry's headphones. And a phone. Yeah, it's got 4 things charging in the
We've been out
background.
here for like no time at all. and we're
Not for the
already-
purpose of the video, but like our life is going to come crashing down if that thing wasn't charging stuff right now. It's a lot though.
It's a lot of batteries. It's a lot of tech. Yeah.
You know what we didn't mention explicitly is, of course, these microphones that we're wearing.
Yeah.
These are Rode Wireless Go 2s or something like that. We don't use them often, but they're great for this kind of environment where we want to get really good, close, like dialogue audio. And so, like, this is running off of. We show them the receiver. I'll show them my receiver. Yours is really in the booty zone. But yeah, it's got a little wireless receiver back here that the microphone's plugged into, and then the other side of it is attached here to the GoPro and plugged in. All 3 of these have internal batteries that charge with USB-C, and so like here in a few minutes, they're going to be plugged into that Bluetti out there and recharging for us.
This part to me is really fun because these are not your average like thing that you're gonna bring somewhere and plug in on the go. But we do, and I think a lot of you would if you knew you could. This is like our old house vacuum. We upgraded and brought this one out to the RV, and it can charge off the battery. It's a Dyson.
E4 maybe?
Something. It's pretty old. And it's a lifesaver when you're like camping somewhere with sand and you can just vacuum it up. It's amazing. Then we have some appliances that we use constantly. The NutriBullet. It's our coffee grinder and our smoothie maker and our hummus blender, and it can be powered off of the battery, which is amazing because you would think this is a pretty high power thing, blending.
It is. It's about 600 watts.
It's a lot. It can do it. And same with the Instant Pot, like getting things pressure cooked. I think it's incredible that we can do that on the Bluetti. So yeah, some kind of more weird, obscure things that we use the battery for. And then I mentioned that I bring this along on trips already, but this is another kind of more obscure thing that battery can power. So I just think it's kind of cool.
It powered it no problem.
I can't think of anything.
The
couldn't power.
NutriBullet like took 10 times the wattage that this did to run.
Yeah.
We have 2 Sonos speakers, and these are actually wirelessly chargeable. So on that Bluetti, like I'm so stoked about this because like they always go dead. It's like one of the things that we never remember to proactively charge. Just set it on top of the Bluetti and it starts charging, which is awesome. Our cellular modem in the back runs at all times. We actually run the Starlink through the cellular modem, and the reason why we do that is we have one Wi-Fi network, and stuff like this that's kind of made for a smart home setup that just connects to Wi-Fi. If it's the Starlink or if it's our cellular off the cellular modem, these things just connect to the cell modem Wi-Fi and it works. And we were looking for them on the road. They were really hard to find during COVID, I think. There was that, remember when everything was shortage or whatever? And we said, oh, we need to get a second one. We want to have 2. When we went on our trip to Yellowstone, we got like 3 hours down the road and realized that we forgot one. And so we bought a second one and we had one on that trip. And now they've been reunited and we have a dual Sonos setup. Other things that make sound besides our child, to be clear, are these GMRS radios. We got these just before our last trip.
Welcome. Sage.
Ooh, and they're pretty awesome. We have a set of 3. You could think of it kind of like ham radio, but you don't have to like take classes. You do have to get a license for it, but it's just you pay for your family to have a license, and if you're a nuisance, the FCC can track you down because you have a license. You know, they are durable, anywhere from 2 to 5 miles of range, depending on terrain and line of sight. These are not walkie-talkies. I mean, these are proper FM radios. They also have weather channels that we can tune into them, and so that comes in handy. We had so much weather on the way to Yellowstone and back, and we were constantly just popping in here and...
Tulsa contains additional information.
At 2:06 p.m., no significant precipitation was detected in eastern Oklahoma or northwest Arkansas.
And that is not what it said at all on that entire trip. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
every time it was like, you're gonna die. Henry loves them. He'll take them to the playground, and we feel comfortable because like we can radio him.
It gives us a little more confidence as he's building independence and getting older for him to be able to communicate with us no matter where we are.
We even sent him on a really sketchy train ride with a rando at a KOA one time, but he took a radio with him, so
He
we
was
felt good
fine.
about it. I thought it was kind of silly when I was writing this. I said, we bring a lot of lights. It's worth mentioning these things. I have this Nebo flashlight that I bought at a Napa in Texas on our way to South Padre Island. And this thing's awesome. It's super bright. It's got the ability to focus the spotlight down. It's also got this very bright kind of work light style. And I can flip the button and turn it into like a red warning torch. What's the theme of the day? It's rechargeable. It's USB.
There's some little string lights that are USB.
Actually got these for our tent camping.
They're really vibey. They're fun.
Yeah, they're blue. We used them a bunch on our last trip. They have a little bag that they go in, and then you hang them, and they kind of concentrate the light like a
Like a
lantern.
lantern,
Yeah.
There's 3 of us. And this isn't even all the headlamps.
No, there's at least 3 more.
But some of these are rechargeable. So you just plug them right in. And some of them actually have rechargeable batteries in them, like
Yeah.
AAAs.
AAA and AA.
Yeah.
And so we have our battery charger with us as well. Talk about this bad boy.
Last but not least, our favorite light, honestly, has the best moody glow, and we use this constantly. It's Henry's, it's a toy. It mounts to the wall like a real, I can never do it.
Just gotta be willing to break it, really.
It's a Minecraft, if you're not a kid person, this is Minecraft.
Yeah, when you unfold it, there's a USB charging port there, but also it sits at a 45 degree, just like they do in the video
Just in the
game.
Yeah, and it's super cozy. We use it in the rooftop tent a lot just because like it has a nice glow. We use it in the back bedroom of the RV.
Yeah, every other light we have is just a little bit harsh. They're LEDs. They're kind of
Which
bright.
is nice. When you actually need to see, you need to see, but sometimes you just want the vibes. I think any one of these categories of things we could talk more and more about. We could show you kind of like how we store them in the RV, more about how like give you more action shots of us using them. If you're curious about any of these electronic things and you want to know more, let us know in the comments.
Or if you want to know more about the behind the scenes of how we make videos, the camera stuff, the editing stuff, and also I think it's very likely that we do a really in-depth video about both our power system and our internet system, because both of those are really, really complicated, but like they're hard to master, but it's nice.
And a very common question that a lot of you have. And you all love to nitpick Casey's work.
Oh, yeah. Come at me, bro.
I'm sure he can't wait to show it to you in detail.
Completely unfazed.
I'm not saying it hurts your feelings.
No.
I'm just saying that
No, there's a junction box over here that's killed us all like 30
the
times
amount
in
of
the
times
comments.
I've had to say thank you for the tip. If you want to see us put that battery to work in some way that you're curious about, like ask us and we'll charge something up or...
Yeah. And we've already put it through its paces. Like I said, we took it on our last trip. It's already been working hard. It's been working hard today. We're really excited to have that in our lineup. It couldn't have been better timing. I mean, our last battery blew up and we were like moping for like the last week of our trip.
And we don't really know what's going on with it. We were
Like,
in mourning.
we had to come home because we didn't have that battery anymore. And I mean, I was like the night we got home that we got an email from Bluetti and we were like, yes, absolutely. And
Crazy
so far
timing.
it's been awesome.
We're fully confident in it. I highly recommend it. Now we have to go put all of our electronics and camera equipment and stuff away.
Yeah. Thanks for checking out our tech with us today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll see you next time.
Bye.